Hello and welcome back. Now that you're here, we can discuss the latest tragic character contributing to Jujutsu Kaisen's trend of killing off characters just before they could truly shine. In this case, literally, as Hanami was about to cast a solar beam just before Gojo stepped in. What makes Hanami so special, you might ask? Stick around for a moment and maybe join the discussion while we get right into it. Hanami is a special grade disaster curse that easily claims the title of the most unique cursed spirit. The majority of its traits are reminiscent of a regular spirit, according to Gojo. This is due to Hanami's link to nature, which allows it a vast variety of benefits. It can absorb the life force of plant matter and convert it into extreme amounts of cursed energy to power its higher level techniques. It can avoid the Six Eyes by masking its presence, and it can even pass through plants, which allows it a special ability to pass through even the most refined barriers, which could possibly extend to domain expansions as well. Hanami was also capable of literally single-handedly terrorizing the students of the Sister Exchange event. Hanami was able to effortlessly handle even top students like Noritoshi Kamo, Megumi, Toge, and Maki while she was wielding a special grade curse tool. All while its left arm was tied up. We see that losing an arm is an extreme penalty for Jujutsu sorcerers to suffer, with characters like Naobito, Hakari, and Toge being practically unable to fight after losing them. This is consistent with the rules of the power system due to how much of Jujutsu is reliant on hand seals that usually require both hands, and also how much of the combat involves physical attacks, being able to tank Playful Cloud, Piercing Blood, and Demon Dog Totality, all attacking Hanami's weak points without any lasting damage is an impressive feat, especially when you consider that Hanami didn't start to fight seriously until they were hit by a black flash from Yuji. Yuji's space-rending exponential strike is one of the deadliest attacks in the entirety of Jujutsu Kaisen, and Hanami was able to tank 4 of these vicious attacks in a row after being struck by Maki and Toto's Playful Cloud, which Gege confirms would instantly kill Jogo, who is praised by Sukuna and effortlessly kills grade 1 sorcerers in Shibuya. This level of damage that would be enough to exorcise Jogo barely slows Hanami down as they cycle through a variety of techniques, ranging from single target buds that incapacitate all but the most quick-witted sorcerers, all the way to sweeping wide-range bramble attacks that wreck the entire school terrain. Just as Dagon was only threatened by the Jujutsu Kaisen titan Toji Fushiguro, and Jogo was only threatened by the 2 strongest sorcerers, Hanami was also completely unfazed by even Yuji and Toto until the appearance of Gojo, who interrupted Hanami's domain expansion, Shining Sea of Growing Branches, which would have almost certainly ended in Yuji and Toto's deaths. To conclude the discussion on where Hanami ranks in terms of durability within the verse, consider that Hanami was the only character to tank Hollow Purple until Sukuna himself in Shinjuku, which is even more impressive when you consider the endless list of attacks that Hanami had to tank until the purple connected, which happened after Hanami built up a massive amount of their cursed energy and lost it all due to Gojo's appearance. Ultimately, there aren't many characters in the verse that have this level of durability scaling, so it's fair to say Hanami ranks among characters like Miguel, Ryu, and Yuta at the very least. Gojo personally acknowledges Hanami as the creepiest of the disaster curses, and after Hanami successfully saves Jogo from him and evaded his detection, and later survives his most powerful attack, Gojo holds a grudge and makes sure to announce that he will kill Hanami first in their 3rd meeting, where he had learned Hanami's weak point from his allies and exploited it to weaken Hanami enough to finish it off quickly. The simple fact that Gojo treats Hanami as this much of a threat speaks volumes to the scope of Hanami's abilities. Any character, human or cursed, that can escape or hide from Gojo is bound to be impressive. Gojo targeting Hanami when Jogo, Choso, and Mahito were all present further speaks to Hanami's tactical threat. Even with lower cursed energy than Jogo and lower attack potency, Gojo still prioritized killing Hanami. It isn't hard to see Gojo's reasoning when you consider that Hanami was a cursed spirit wise enough to use binding vows, domain amplification, flower charms that can bypass infinity and sap Gojo's will to fight, and a sure hit solar beam domain expansion. Hanami's flowers are the only technique that we see bypass Gojo's infinity in this way without special conditions at play. We don't see other curses utilize the showing your hand binding vow like Hanami does either. Small details like this paint a picture that Hanami is just as impressive as Jogo or Mahito, just not in the same way. Where Jogo has the best speed and attack potency, and Mahito has the best curse technique and developmental potential, it's clear that Hanami has the best durability, and its wide arsenal and wisdom gives it access to the best variety of skills, which allow it to get out of almost any rough situation. Hanami was able to survive 2 encounters with Gojo, whereas Jogo and Dagon died to Sukuna and Toji on their first encounter. With Hanami and Jogo being consistently portrayed as the oldest curses in the world, it's interesting to note that when low-level curses successfully manage to absorb Ryoma and Sukuna's fingers, they exponentially increase in power and evolve to look strangely similar to Hanami. When Mahito learns the true shape of his soul and transforms himself to reflect his truest essence, he also takes on a form visually similar to Hanami. And to a lesser extent, Dagon's shape and physique transform to match Hanami's build more closely as well. This implies that Hanami is a spirit further along in the evolutionary process than others we've seen so far in the story, which paints Hanami to be the curse equivalent of Tengen due to their state of evolving past their nature. We see Hanami referred to as close to a regular spirit, where Tengen evolves to be more cursed than human, which could point to some kind of hierarchy of evolution in Jujutsu Kaisen that suggests humans become curses which become regular spirits, where Hanami in this model would be the most evolved character we've seen yet. But that is only speculation. But all of this is just to show that there's more to Hanami than most would think off the top of their head. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on what a regular spirit could be in this context. But either way, I hope you stay safe and take it easy.